Okay, so rather than make this video fucking 40 minutes long and just cut through everything, because it was just a long time that it took for me to record this whole session as a whole, I decided to just trim half of it off and just cut it off and it's gone, because the whole first half of the video is literally me failing to do a meteor hunt properly, thanks to current events that are going on in the game with the Gleambow race, is what it's called. So, it's not a thing that's gonna happen right now, so this video is just going to be me wrapping up everything that I've been talking about up until now, and just really a lot of me just talking and wrapping up the sequential part of the series. And everything after this point is just going to be like one-offs and things that will come up as I play the game off camera that I want recorded to show you guys. So, alright, cool. Let's get into it. We are starting to build up a pretty good amount of Ortstone now. I mean, that's still nothing, 44 Ortstone, but that's a lot more than I could have pictured myself actually having back in the day. So that makes me feel happy. But we're going to go all the way up to the top now, because I need to start storing the seeds up there, because that is where all of our gardens are. They're ugly as fuck, everybody. Don't pay attention too much to it. I just needed a place to put gardens. Leave me be. Oh, we do have waxy earth yam bulbs. Good. Okay, so that being said, now that just leaves with what this episode is going to be, which is, like I said, tying up loose ends on a couple of the things that I was mentioning before. But first off, I think we're going to fix up that house. Because I never did that before, and now I need to fix the roof. Because it's fucking bugging me. This is why you guys should always, literally always have a grapple on you. I really highly suggest that, because having to do this when you didn't have a grapple on, you would have been like, oh, well, shit, I guess I have to go ahead and... What's the word that I was just going to do? Guess I'm gonna have to go ahead and just build my way out there, because you would Minecraft build your way out, and then if you wanted the blocks back, you would have had to stand near them and make sure that you regathered them afterwards. Meanwhile, all you need to do is just shoot your fucking grapple out there and just hang and place the goddamn blocks. It's just made that so much simpler than it needed to be. You know what I mean? Like, shit. I highly suggest everybody to have a grapple on them at all times. So, back to the original of everything that I was saying about building shit. So, let's go ahead and just take a look at our beacon and all of this fun stuff, because I think I can actually merge my beacon with Chris's. Not 100% sure about it, but I think I can. Might as well give oops factor privileges here. Warping status, beacon, master beacon, control, doesn't matter. You can set your home beacon right there, so that's the main one right there. Don't care about here. Reclaim, discard items. Nope. Yeah, you need a 10,000 prestige in order to become a settlement and merge with other settlements. So that's an important thing to know if you guys are going to wind up building. New Gondor is only at about a 5,000, 6,000. So we have a little ways to go here. Which is fine, I don't intend on actually becoming my own settlement in any way, shape, or form. But, again, useful information for you guys trying to build. I'm going to kill that wild stock. That's the second time that same wild stock has been in my way. Come here, bitch. Sometimes the mobs are incredibly annoying because there's collision in this game. And a lot of it. Alrighty, so what was I saying? Settlements, right. So let's go ahead and take a look at our beacon right here. At about almost 350,000 prestige now, which is fucking great. You can guild align it to whatever you fucking want to guild align it to, which when I was talking about guilds, they're function fundamentally exactly the same as guilds in any MMO game, really. And then you can also attach them to other beacons by connecting them. Whatever has the most prestige of all of the settlements that are connected has the name and is essentially the warden of everything that's going on right here. So I believe it's Mobius that owns the Aquatopian Embassy, so Mobius is the warden of this area. And the Aquatopian Embassy, as you see, has 4 million fucking prestige. So, yeah, that's how this works, essentially. That is entirely how settlements and all of that stuff work. There's a lot more fine detail that you could get into it about how things work with building, but I can't tell you that confidently versus other people. I highly recommend that you look up either Ovis or Giavita. One of them must have a video about this. I'm going to put my money on Giavita first, though, because I know for a fact that he did a settlements a settlements explanation video that I watched a while ago to be able to get a concept myself. So that would be my recommendation. I will go ahead and put a link to both of these people's channels right in my description to be able to talk about that, to give you a little bit more information about what I'm talking about. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to grab an atlas and we're going to show you guys what it looks like when you're actually searching for a certain resource. Because this is one thing that I still haven't shown anybody. This has obviously been mapped out so that we can see everything. When you first initialize an atlas, it takes a little bit to pull things up. I don't remember if you have to explore the entire surface of the planet for the atlas to show you everything or not. I honestly don't remember, guys. It's been so fucking long. But that is a thing that you might have to suffer through when you're making a new atlas. I know I most certainly did. But if you take the atlas and you put a fibrous leaf on it like such, now you have all these green fucking blue glowy dots all over the goddamn place telling you where you can find your stuff. Like this. Obviously, it's going to show you that there are dots fucking everywhere when you do something like that. So, yeah, you're going to see dots all over the goddamn place. It'll take a minute for them to disappear from the atlas, and then you move on to the next dot. And that's really all that there is to it. Highlight it, you hit X, you pop it out of the fucking atlas. There you go. You have now popped the resource back out of it. Bingo, bango, bongo. That is how you find any ores underground that you're looking for. It is not good with elevation, however, so it will not show you any of that nonsense. Now let's go ahead and try, I don't know, gold ore. I'll be surprised if gold ore pops up, but yeah, there is no gold on Beacon because we are too low of a tier of planets, and you would be able to know that very simply by going to Places, Worlds, Beacon, and you can see the resources of what is in it and all the ore. So yeah, we only go up to iron ore on Beacon, which is a 3.36% composition. So we're going to grab an iron ore instead, and we'll try that one again from the ground up. So there we go. Iron fucking everywhere, man. Like, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. There's a ton of this shit all over the place. It's very easy to get your bearings, to find the things that you're looking for. It really is, guys. So that's all I can really tell you on that one. It's really easy to find the resources that you need. It just takes a little bit, but just stick underground, grab tons of hammers, continue to do that stuff. I haven't really... That's all that I can tell you about there. The only other thing that I haven't gone into is atmospheric protection, which is something that you'll have to deal with when you hit tier 4 or above planets, I believe. If not, then it's tier 5. Essentially, when you go to planets like Bursa Verona, you're going to wind up needing to go to your character, your skills, and then invest in one of these 3 different types of protection. And I believe a tier 5 planet requires 3? A 3 in protection against a certain thing. I believe that Bursa Verona is caustic protection. Otherwise, you'll start taking damage over time. I mentioned this very briefly before, but this is something that you will need to do. It's easy to do when you're below level 20, but after level 20, you're going to have to probably invest in foods if you don't have points in those atmospheric protections. But if you're making a minor class character, you're probably already invested in 3 points in all of your protections, or you should. I very highly recommend that you do if you have a dedicated miner, which I still don't to this day, but I'm working on it. So that's another thing to keep in mind when you're doing all of your mining stuffs. I have to store all of these things back in here. Give me just a moment. Alright guys, we are down here at the Aquatopian Embassy again. I just want to showcase something that I've never actually shown before, guys. Something that I've never actually shown on camera in any way, shape, or form, which is very plain and simply put, shopping. This game has an in-game economy. Coins that you get from these chests. You can get a certain number of coins daily from just logging in and playing the game. So there's a constant stream of economy that you will always get from completing feats and various other things. So it's pretty important, essentially, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. So, hang on. Is there actually a way to delete character? Yes, you can. And you can have that character slot back. So you could, in theory, make a new character, get a shitload of coins with that character from completing a bunch of feats, delete the character after giving the coins to another character that you have through reward baskets or by buying things from them, essentially. You can do that. Absolutely. You can buy things from your other characters. So that's how I transfer cash. But there are shop plinths that you can make throughout the game that allow you to sell things to other people for your own designated prices. To do whatever the hell that you want to be able to make money. And this is an amazing fucking feature in the game, truly. It might be a bit of a pain in the ass because I don't know how dead the game is and where people are going to be able to buy things, but I know that I definitely still regularly buy things at the Aquatopian Embassy. So, let's go to somewhere that's a little bit more bumpin' than down here. I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite fucking places in the game to go to. Originally, in the first build before this one that I had played on, it was Aquatopia. It was a place that looked a lot like this. That was... This is all sea level where that ceiling is, mind you. And that was how they built, or how Mobius had built the whole entire area. It's just fucking sea level, which is dope. In that area, there was a gigantic fucking shopping hub that everybody could claim a plot of land and sell whatever the hell that they wanted to. There are many places like what we are looking at right here. This is what I was saying about portals are your fucking friend. Look at all of these goddamn portals that are all player-fueled, that lead to other markets. This is what the game is about, is this kind of stuff right here, guys. This is where the game gets really fucking crazy with the different details and the things that people do. This is the scale that I was mentioning in my 2019 Revisiting Boundless game video. This is what I mean. This is what the game is essentially about, is all of this stuff right here. It's awesome. I fucking love it. I can't get over how cool and how much that I enjoy this aspect of the game. And buying all the different things and the transfer of goods and stuff. There are even shops out there that are made and run entirely by the community itself. What do I mean by that? Well, there's also another thing that you can do that are request baskets that allow you to sell things to the owner of the store, ideally. So, these fiber sleeves right here are, yeah, fiber sleeves, 1.5 coins each. I could sell them these fiber sleeves, and then they will resell those fiber sleeves over here where they have them on their fucking proper shop plinth. And this is how these places are usually run. There was a big-ass stock exchange in the old portal hub that used to be a thing back in the day. Let me see if it still exists, actually. Because I know there's a portal back to that old area that was entirely run off of the players buying and selling things. Yes, Ultima City. This is the one. This was the old portal hub right here. This used to be all the different areas that teleported to all the different worlds. But beyond this, if you go down here, this, if I could stop getting weird connection issues, was a giant fucking exchange hub for a number of different materials. I don't know if it all still exists anymore. Now, the plinths are here, but I don't think that it exists, which is unfortunate. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Also, I'm sure you noticed my connection is terrible on Fanata. Absolutely terrible. I don't know what server that this is on, but my connection is never good on Fanata. This used to be an area where you could sell orbs to people, and then they would be put right back onto their plinths and stuff. It was literally a player-run market, entirely based off of the economy. And it was one of my favorite areas to visit for that reasoning. I never really did much there, or sold much there, but sometimes I would buy some of the materials that I needed to be able to build things, like when I needed shimmering orbs and stuff. And it was just a cool place to be. But that is essentially what the game is about right there. The last thing that I need to show you guys is going to be the actual machines itself, way back at base. So let's go ahead and return to the Sanctum and teleport back. Alright, so back to the basics here, guys. Let's look at skills. It's the first thing I want you all to look at. When I was saying that this game is very heavily, extraordinarily dependent on other people, this is what I mean. If you look at that crafting tab, there are a number of different crafting levels that you can get from points. Now, this by itself isn't too big of an issue. However, this is a lot of points altogether for all of those crafting. All of those different crafting things. However, if you continue further down, there's also volume crafting. There is Chisel Epic. These are colored for different reasons, so obviously it's more world-building stuff. Portal Epic. Tax Epic. For there's Footfall. For whenever that people walk onto your settlements, you gain a small amount of cash every day, depending on the number of people who walk on it, and depending on how big of a settlement that you have built. Efficient Crafting. Less spark, which means that you are using less energy to be able to build some of the later recipes in the game. Forging Epic. This is for Forge a Lot that I will be getting later on down the line. Consumable Crafting Epic. Now, these areas, I literally just realized fucking yesterday about this one, which is important. These epics, you cannot get the other one. You have to respec it and then get the other. You are completely unable to get the Consumable Crafting Epic if you have the Gear Crafting Epic. So you cannot actually be able to craft everything in the game. Which means I'm going to have multiple skill pages for my crafter, and they're going to have to be quite a high level. The other thing that this also means is when you get down here to these epics, and Damage Epic does exist, by the way, but when you get down to here, this means that you can only make certain tools. You can only make weapons or tools, which would be like the mulcher, the axe, the hammer, or tech, which is your little, I think it would be bombs as well as grapples are tech. So you can only max out one of these trees at a time to be able to craft them. And there is a new version of tools that exist in the game now, by the way. Yeah, we'll apply it for now. There is a new brand of tools that I didn't know about that were added because of the what are they called? Exoplanets update, which is Rift Tools. So, if you make a refined Rift, I think, or is it Compact Rift? Nope. Rough Rift turns into Compact Rift, turns into Refined Rift. I can't seem to find out where it is, but let's, because it's able to craft. Let's uncheck that. So, Rift! You can make Rift Tools, which are above that of the Jewel Tools. This is a much better version. 3,400 base damage and 3,000 base durability. Let's compare to that of a Diamond, which would have high damage as well as high durability. This is a base of 1,900 damage with a base durability of 2 grand. So obviously the Rift tool is better by almost 50% of that of a Jewel tool, which is fucking insanity. So, you guys see what I'm talking about right there. They're going to take a long time for me to ever even consider making, considering that we're still not even in reliable Jewel tool crafting area right now. But this takes a long time to be able to reach these areas, and having people to help you out with that is going to much more, it's going to streamline the process considerably. But of all the different things in the game, you start out with, obviously, the tool bench that you guys saw over there. You make a workbench. The workbench will allow you to make things like the compactor, which gives you things like compact coal, which gives you more spark when you throw it into your spark generator, which I will show you in a moment. Also allows you to make compact amethyst, which I believe is used to make tools, if I am not mistaken. I think it's refined, actually, which you put in a refinery, which is one compact, I believe, yeah, it's a 1-to-1 to make refined emeralds, which makes your emerald tools. So the refinery is a must-have, the compactor is a must-have, the extractor is a must-have. This is how you get essence out of usually things like, yeah, volatile blood, so mob drops. I recommend that you guys do these in mass when you do, which also requires you, some of these later ones, to have power and spark. Spark is what you throw in the spark generator. Chris, for some ungodly reason, locked the fucking spark generator, and I don't have access to get into it. So if I run out of the 3 million spark that are in here, then Chris is shit out of luck and is going to need to get onto this game and unlock the fucking spark generator. But that's what you do, is you throw things into there. Usually coal will give you a good amount of stuff. But there are a lot of things you can throw in a spark generator to generate spark, which is essentially energy. Power, on the other hand, is an entirely different thing. Power is what you get out of power coils. Power coils are made out of gems. So this is made out of ruby. This is made out of emerald. This is made out of sapphire. So on and so forth. Power is an absolute ball ache to obtain the first time that you are doing it. This is going to be dreadful for you guys to do the first time. I won't sugarcoat things. This sucked for me and Chris to set up, but now that we have it set up, we're good, and we don't have to worry about it ever a fucking again. But you will have to do gem mining of all the gems to get these things. On top of it, gem mining all of the different gems is a necessity if you want to be an efficient hunter, because certain planets have certain resistances on certain enemies based off of certain elements of the jewels themselves. So you will need a sling bow of every fucking type to be an efficient hunter. Most people will wind up having a number of different sets for the different planets that they're hunting at, and they know what their weaknesses are. A lot of different hunting guilds will also showcase what those problems are. Wow, what is wrong with the connection? Holy fuck. Let's go to the Sanctum. I'm not dealing with that shit. I'm gonna go ahead and check my Steam really quickly just to make sure that I'm not downloading. And we're not downloading, so I don't know what the damage spike is, but we're just going to go ahead and quit out of the game. I don't know what that was all about, guys, but that's about everything that I wanted to end off on anyway. So there's nothing else that I can really do on the game right now. I'm sorry, not really much else that I can do. I will show you guys meteor hunting when the Gleambow race is no longer a thing, but as for that, everything after this point is just going to be a one-off. I'm going to go ahead and edit this video so that you guys can gather all the information that you need to out of it, and that's going to wrap up Boundless for the time being. We will again be doing one-offs in the future, but I can't plan them anymore because there's not really much of a point anymore. It's just gaining XP with Forge-a-Lot so that I can use the Centriforge. So I'll show you guys the Centriforge as soon as I'm able to do that, and I will show you exoplanets, as well as meteor hunting when we get there. I'm going to be playing a lot off camera, because there's just a lot of downtime with this game. Thank you for joining me. I will see you later. I have some Creativerse to do next. Take it easy.